Do you know your net worth? Or can you even list all your financial accounts? Believe it or not, most people can't. The problem is simple. When you don't track your finances, you leave hard-earned money on the table by overspending and undersaving. Monarch is the solution. An all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or phone. In just minutes, you can link all your accounts to see a clear, complete picture of your financial health. With data visualizations and AI-driven insights, Monarch helps you spot patterns, cut wasteful spending, and make better financial decisions without ever touching a spreadsheet. Monarch more than pays for itself. In fact, users save over $200 a month on average. That's why the Wall Street Journal named Monarch the best budgeting app of 2025. Get 50% off your first year. That's just $50 total when you use code CLARITY at monarch.com. That's monarch.com, promo code CLARITY. Monarch, the modern way to manage money.
As a small business owner, have you ever felt overwhelmed by the pressure of choosing the right hire or leading a team? Or have you ever found yourself tolerating a bad hire because you fear trying and failing again as you repeat the hiring process? If so, you're not alone, and you are in the right place. Welcome to the Growing Your Team podcast. The Growing Your Team podcast teaches business owners like you to expand your unique business by teaching you to master the hiring and team management process. Hiring and managing a team does not have to be a challenge. You just have to learn to do it right. And the Growing Your Team podcast teaches you how to become a confident leader who hires right every single time. Now, let's jump into the show where each episode you will learn tips on how to identify what type of help you need on your team, how to source amazing candidates, how to conduct interviews that lead you to your ideal team member, how to onboard successfully, and how to lead every person in your business so you have a team of rock stars who you are happy to pay every single paycheck. So let's jump in and teach you how to hire like a pro. Hello, Jamie Van Kuyk here, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. All right, 2 weeks ago, we talked about candidates needing a little bit of time when you present an offer before saying yes. And we talked about how this is completely normal. It's just a part of some people's decision-making process. Well, I did mention something in that episode that's also something that's happened to a client recently that I think it's important to discuss. And it was something along the lines of candidates saying no, kind of be at that offer letter stage, or really just changing their minds after that offer is presented. And when this happens, I know it can be extremely, extremely disheartening. You expected someone to start with you, you're all excited about a candidate, and then they say no. This could be that they turned down your offer. It could be that they tried to negotiate with your offer and seeing you weren't willing to budge, they eventually said no. It could also be that they accepted your offer, but decide between that when that offer was presented and that start date that it wasn't right for them. This could be because maybe they were interviewing elsewhere and they got a better offer, or the company that they're working for countered them when they said that they were leaving. And so now they're going to stay because they finally got that raise or that promotion that they were hoping to get. And it sucks. Like, let's just be 100% honest. It sucks when it happens because you went through that interview process. You thought you found your ideal candidate, and then you feel like you kind of have to start over. Maybe you have the runner-up candidate that you can extend the offer to next, but sometimes you won't. So let's talk about what to do when this happens. The first thing is take a moment to be disappointed. I am never going to tell you when something happens that's not what you want during the hiring process or while you're managing employees that you shouldn't be disappointed. We're humans, we have emotions. It's okay to have those emotions. It's okay to be upset. What we don't want to do is make decisions because we're upset or sit too long in those emotions that then we hurt our business, or use that disappointment to stop us from doing things that we should be doing in our business because we're afraid that that disappointment's going to happen again. But it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to go and complain to your work BFF, someone else, a family member, your spouse, whoever it is that you go to. It's okay to go and express your emotions in a good manner. So obviously don't go yell at someone that it's not their fault, but just to go and tell someone that you're upset that this happened. That's perfectly okay. But then let's look past that. And the next thing I want you to do, and this is going to be a hard thing, is be thankful. And I know you're going to sit there and say, Jamie, how can I be thankful when someone turned me down? How can I be thankful when I thought I found my new hire after going through this hiring process and they don't want to work for me, or they were swayed by a better offer from their current company, or I thought that they really wanted to be here and then I find out that they were interviewing other places and I was just one on the list and I wasn't top on their list. It does suck, but be thankful. Because if something swayed that candidate to say no after they had already told you yes before they started working for you, chances are something could have pulled that candidate away very easily after they started working for you. So be thankful that they said no, they changed their minds, or turned down your offer or whatever it is before you started putting time and energy into training them. Yes, this does mean that you're going to have to go back through the process and find someone new if you don't have candidate B waiting in the wings. But that amount of time to have to repeat is less than having to go through all the training just to repeat the training with someone new. So be thankful. There's a reason why they were not right for you. There's a reason why your company was not right for them. And you're finding it out at a much better place in the process than after training them and having them on your team and integrating them fully into your company. So be thankful. That's step number 2. Then it's move on to the next candidate. Just because someone said no does not mean that you shouldn't hire for that position. You were hiring for that position for a reason. It's time to move on to that next candidate. That next candidate might be someone already in your pipeline, or it might be someone new. But we need to move on. We need to hire the next person, the next candidate that you want to hire. So what do we do here? First, I always say if you're deciding between 2 candidates or maybe even 3, and those other ones you would hire if your top priority wasn't in the running, don't dismiss candidates from the process until you have a firm yes from the person you want to hire. Now, if they say yes to the offer, it's time to dismiss those other candidates. So then if this person ends up saying no before the start date, obviously you've already told those other people that they weren't getting the job. But I always say don't tell someone they're not getting the job until you have someone say yes to the job. Because you don't want it to be like, hey, yeah, I know I told you yesterday that you weren't getting the job, but my front runner said no, so therefore I'm going to extend the offer to you. You don't want to have that conversation. But obviously, if you've already dismissed a candidate from the process, then we can go back and rehab those conversations. But if you didn't dismiss a candidate from the process, then it's much easier to go to that next person in line and extend an offer because they didn't know that you extended the offer to somebody else first. All right. So once again, if someone says no to the offer right away, go to person B in line if you have a person B in line. If you told person B in line that they weren't getting the job because person A originally accepted the offer and now turns it down before the start date, it's still okay to circle back with candidate B. Obviously, at this point, you're going to need to be honest. Let them know that you made an offer to another candidate. While they initially accepted, they ended up turning down the offer before they were going to start. It's up to you what other details you provide, and it might depend on what other details the candidate who turned down the offer gave to you. To say that they decided to stay with their original company, if that is true, is perfectly okay. But you're going to approach the conversation to say, I'm interested if you're still interested. If you're still interested in the position, I would love at this point to extend an offer to you. There is the possibility that they might say no because they were your person B and they don't feel completely valued. But at the same time, they might be super excited and they might see it as, hey, things are working out exactly as they should. And yeah, I'll explore the offer, present me the offer. I'm still interested. So you're just going to have to see where that conversation goes. Okay. But let's say you went all the way through the hiring process and you didn't have a candidate B. You have your candidate A that you wanted to hire, but no one else in the pipeline. Like this person stood out. Your other people that you thought were good that made it to that final interview. During that final interview, you said, nope, not for me. What do you do then? Well, it might not be what you want to hear, but you reopen the job and you start over from the beginning. Yes, it does mean that you're going to have to go through the whole process again, review resumes, complete first round interviews, complete second round interviews. But it's what is needed to fill the position. Yes, it's a lot of work. But do you want to know what also is a lot of work? Doing all the work that this person should be doing inside your organization, plus all the work that you should be doing inside your organization. So it's work that is worth it so you can delegate what you need to, get the right help on your team, and be able to focus your time and energy where your time and energy should be spent in your organization. So go back through the process again if you need to. There will be times you go back through this process and you'll be like, wow, this candidate is so much better than the one I initially offered the position to. I am so happy that this happened. And other times you'll find someone that's just as good. So don't be afraid to go and repost a job and go through the process. And I know it's going to be very tempting to say, all right, I just need a little bit of time. Let me not post a job right away. I'll do it in 2 weeks. I'll do it in a month. Do it right away. Because if you wait, you're just going to keep waiting. Don't hesitate. Just get right back into the game and find that next candidate. Find that person that is so excited about the opportunity that there's no way they're going to turn it down, that there's no way that they're going to say yes initially and then change their mind before their start date. So I recently had a client that this happened to a few months ago now. And the thing about with this one is that they were deciding between two candidates. One was their potential frontrunner through a lot of the process, but then they decided at the end that they were going to offer the position to the other candidate. That candidate said yes and then turned down the offer the day before they were supposed to start. Obviously, this client was very disappointed at first, but it gave them the opportunity to go back and talk to the candidate that they didn't offer the position to. And now that candidate's on their team and doing fabulous. So it ended up working out well, even though it was that disappointment, even though it meant delaying getting someone on their team for a little bit because they had to go back and then that candidate had to prepare and get ready to join the organization. So it was a few more weeks, but it was so worth it at the end because now they have an amazing an amazing new team member that is doing fabulous things for the organization. All right, so let's recap for today. Yes, it absolutely sucks when you go to make an offer to a candidate and they either turn it down completely from the start or they say yes, but then change their mind before their start date. It sucks. It's going to hurt. It's a great disappointment in your business, but don't let it stop you from getting a great team member on your team. Feel those feelings of disappointment and then move on. Understand that this is an opportunity to be thankful because it gives you the opportunity to really find the right person, the person that's going to stay, the person that's not going to be swayed by another offer or something else that's presented to them. So, as they say, get back up on that horse and find your ideal team member. They're out there, they're waiting for you, they're ready to come and do great things for your organization. So yes, it is a setback, but you got this. You will find your new team member and they'll be better than the person that you originally presented the offer to.
Are you ready to hire a new team member for your business and you want to ensure you hire the person who can succeed in the role, make you happy, and positively impact your bottom line? Then let's talk and see how growing your team can help you master the art of hiring. Through bespoke hiring frameworks and comprehensive guidance, you will learn how to attract candidates who have the passion you desire and the skills needed to succeed. At Growing Your Team, women entrepreneurs and leaders work with us to help them expand their unique businesses by teaching them how to hire like a pro. Let's connect and see how we can help you. Send me an email at jamie@growingyourteam.com. That's Jamie, Jamie, @growingyourteam.com, or head on over to growingyourteam.com/jumpstart, with jumpstart being all one word, and let's talk about how you can become a confident leader who hires right every single time.